I was really taken when you were speaking about how exposed the world has been to what has happened. And while you were speaking, I had this image of Greta and how what opposite poles you are, but how it seems that at this time, because it's all culminated, that you're actually working together towards the same thing. I mean, that's what I was taken with while you were talking. I was thinking, wow, what do you think about that exposure to the global and
Well, for Kāori, and taking 17 lives like it did, is exposure to the global. You can't get it any more than that. That's another level of exposure, because the natural world has taken life. This is not an academic exercise. This is not a speech. This is a living and breathing reality. You know, the world in which we live must change. Otherwise, more disasters. You see, the insects and the birds and the trees, from what I feel and I sense, they've had enough of abuse and neglect and taking for granted. Because without their presence in the ecosystem, we call the ecosystem the whakapapa of all things. You know, the structure, how all things are connected, how everything is linked, that if the left side needs the right, that above needs below, within needs without. You know, without the whakapapa, the structure of the world as it is, in terms of returning and acknowledging the true source of all things, it creates an imbalance. In my view, my humble view, right now we're in an imbalance. That's why the natural disasters are more potent than they've ever been, than ever before. That's why the cultures throughout the world, yes, the indigenous people, us, me, Māori, we need to be here to ensure that the life force of this energy is channeled from us. It's like every nation, every culture in the world has a channeled energy that has been gifted to them to hold. So the channeled energy for the Chinese nation, they hold that for China. The channeled energy for people that live in Africa, they hold the channeled energy for them in Africa. For us here as Māori, we as the Indigenous and First Nations hold the channeled energy here for us. The unique thing we have here though is the Treaty of Waitangi, which enables the unity of our people, the strength of our people, to recognise 4 things in the treaty. 1, the relationship and how these things need to work together. Very important. So what I'm saying is that over 200 years now, many New Zealanders now that live here are also my brothers and my sisters as well. This is their home too. That's the first thing in terms of the relationship we recognise. Number 2, it talks about the protection of the taonga. So the sky, the earth, the forest, the waterways, everything that you see, the breath of life that we breathe in, is a gift given to us. It's a gift from the Creator. It's a gift from nature, Mother and Father Earth, sky, to our ancestors, to us. That's important to acknowledge. So our role is to try and move from an imbalance, what we call, I suppose, haumate. We're in a state of unwellness, a state of imbalance. We need to transform and shift it back. As I said, the spiritual domain must come forth to create a channel of knowledge And it's not just Western knowledge. Yes, there's a place for Western knowledge, yes. But also the ancient knowledge is where I'm coming from. That has also been not part of the knowledge of what is happening in the world today. And there are a lot of ancient knowledge from many cultures throughout the world. My people can't claim exclusivity over that. We have ancient knowledge in terms of our connection here and into the Pacific Ocean. But there are connections too that takes us back to Israel, back to the Holy Land. So it's the ancient knowledge that we need to harness and bring forth that will enable the healing of the land. There's no other way. The singing to the land, the singing with the land, the praying with the land, the praying to create the energy that is required to heal the earth. So there's a science part. So simply all resource consents to take the trees down must cease. Simple as that. There are some trees that we don't need, but through our partnership and working together, we define what that means. Right? So it's the ancient knowledge of the ancestors, and that's why Ōwairaka is important in terms of this whole position of where we are today.